come on. Alright. Okay, so ready when you are.
Give me a second till the demo starts.
Actually, you know what? Since I messed up the game in 10 minutes under my estimate, you can do all zones.
All right, I'll try and do all zone. It's been a while since I've played Chip and Dale, but
So I'm gonna crank up the estimate by 3 minutes just in case.
you should.
Alright. So I'm ready when you are.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
By the way, thanks for the GGs on the chat, even if the game just crashed.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this kind of run is really finicky. You can ask Ace Gamer Sam with his Pokemon run.
Yeah.
This is why we bring notes for these kinds of run, because one wrong input just mess up the entire run. So I'm gonna let Fred concentrate, just in case he makes anything better.
All right.
Almost. Alright. So... Oh yeah, you did the RNG lock, right?
Yeah, I did.
Because if you don't do the RNG lock... you know what? I'm going to explain it since you don't talk anyway.
Thank you.
So yeah, the RNG lock basically is... in this game there's a few RNG elements, such as the bees are going to appear in some... Well, there can be 1, 2 or 3 or 1,000 bees appearing in some places in the game. The bosses' RNGs are all going to be, well, random. If you do the RNG lock, the boss are always going to act the exact same way. The enemies are always going to be at the exact same places and react the exact same way. So basically you can predict everything that is coming up if you know the game better than myself or Fred does.
Man, it's been so long since I played this game.
We can barely notice. Yeah, shout out to Ben Showsly, who actually organized a Chip and Dale tournament last year? 2 years ago? 2 years ago, I think. And if you look at the Chip and Dale leaderboard on speedrun.com, you're gonna notice that half of the leaderboard is from Quebec. And we got Ben to thank for that. And this is actually the reason why I know Ben, and the reason why Ben is here today. So I think I've said Ben more than enough time. He's sleeping right now, but... Anyway, shoutouts to Ben. See, this is one of the elements that is locked with the RNG.
Please.
Because every kangaroos are completely RNG in how they're going to shoot.
I'll do it safe now.
Yeah, you pretty much have to. I don't think you can deboost.
No, I don't. Yeah! Alright.
So usually we would use a damage boost at the end to skip both the final kangaroo and the bird.
Oh, come on.
But you know, when you only got 1 health left, you cannot really deboost. So this is one of the 2 stages without a boss.
Yeah, this one in H.
Yep, I did not remember the second one. So thank you. Also, the two stages Fred just did, we would usually skip them on any percent.
Yep.
And he was so thrilled to do the all zone, especially because of the kangaroo stage. And another one that we're gonna see in a few minutes. know what? I'm going to explain one more thing because, you know, I've been I think I mentioned Ben's name once or twice or 12 times. But actually, during this tournament, a few of the runners, I'm thinking Molyman, Mumuni, and someone who was not part of the randomizer. He's, I think, American speedrunner of this game, and I'm blanking out on his name right now. But they discovered the RNG lock during this tournament, and since then, even top tiers runner like Andy Sui are using this RNG lock, and it allowed them to improve the world record by like almost a minute. Because no matter how fast you can react to things...
Throw it sideways.
Yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, no matter how fast you can react to things, it's never gonna be as fast as when you can predict them.
Yeah. So the boss on B was a set pattern. It was at the middle and at the top every time.
Yep. Because he's one of the worst boss when you don't have the RNG luck. And this is the kind of damage boost I never managed to do correctly. And this is why I did not do well in that tournament.
I'm so rusty.
Mr. Jekgo just pointing out that on speedrun.com there are 19 times by French-Canadian runners.
So you weren't lying.
No. 19 out of what, 35? So about half. I mean, this one and Little Mermaid.
Yeah, Little Mermaid is quite amazing.
Oh, out of 51 times. Okay, so about 1/3.
Mappyland too.
Mappyland is basically all Quebec. Because nobody else wants to play this game.
Except for one time, but it was done before Ben's tournament and we added it. Alright,
who did that? Because I need to hug him and telling everything is gonna be alright. Bad RNG on the robot right now. He's not going forward that much.
I think it's in a set pattern too.
Oh, yes?
I think so.
So the RNG lock is not good. You always get the worst patterns. Someone needs to find another RNG lock where you get all the best patterns on every bosses. This stage can be a pain in the neck.
Yeah, especially for the boss, even with the RNG lock.
And these scarabs can... Yeah, there you go. That's what I was about to say. Okay, I already explained it. That's fine, you don't need to show it anymore.
Thank you. Try not to miss the boat.
Shout out to Rock Death, right?
Yeah, backward boat.
Oh, backward boat. Yeah, because...
Okay.
Wow. Because there's a way to get through this stage really, really fast, but it's also really, really hard.
Alright. I'll just restart with 12.
Yeah. Also, the damage boost in this game is a little particular because Chip, we don't care about Dale, Chip is always going to get knocked back the opposite way, the opposite of the way he's facing. So when you want a damage boost somewhere, you basically need to jump on the enemy and turn back at the very last second. So you're gonna get knocked front. Alright, so this was an hyperactive fish.
It was. The fish with the RNG lock is really tough.
But this is one of the only boss you can actually stun lock.
Yeah.
And that you want to stun lock. Oh, this was good.
Yucca boost.
Yeah, named after the Japanese guy who never ran this game. Shout out to Yoka. That's a joke, by the way. We know nobody by that name. Do you know why it's called Yoka Boost?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so great commenting right here. We know that game. So this is the other stage without boss.
Yeah, so there's 3.
So since I know nothing about this game, I'm just gonna point out the obvious.
Yeah, we should.
So this was a cutscene that we skip, and this is G. So that's a crocodile jumping strangely. There's one thing I remember though. At the end of this section, you can just walk forward and all the enemies are going to avoid you.
Yeah, or we can go at the top.
Yeah, and basically negates everything I just said.
To point out the obvious.
Yeah, so there is a damage boost coming shortly that Fred just missed,
Yeah.
pointing out the obvious. And if you kill the 3rd beetle, this one, you're gonna despawn a bomb in front of the gate, and you're gonna save a little bit of time, otherwise you would have to pick up 2. And now he's jumping over enemies. And that's an apple.
Yeah, that was very important.
Easiest boss that many people die on the first spike. Because if you keep holding forward, you're just gonna run into the spikes, and everybody died at least once on those spikes. Mr. Jacko saying Yoka Boost is basically a reference to Mega Man block that appear and disappear in sequence. Those are Yoku blocks. I don't know much about Chip and Dale, but I know about Mega Man. I mean, maybe that's some kind of reference, but I really don't see the connection between both. This is one of the most impressive stage when done correctly, so you're gonna watch
Someone doing it
okay.
approximately.
Because you can jump over the first 2 crabs, and this is really tight and really fun to do when you can do it right. But when you did not play the game for this one too, you can jump over, and this is the worst part. For that very reason.
I tried to go left, but you put it actually.
I think at this point you could have just killed him.
Yeah, I should have.
Okay, so Mr. Jago is saying that if you do less than 2650, you can get on the leaderboard. Aren't
Yay.
you already on the leaderboard?
I think I never submitted.
Oh, same. I don't think I am. There, that's much easier.
Yeah, let's play it safe.
But yeah, this first part can be brutal, especially because of those flying squirrels at the end of the stage. It's very easy to die on these enemies, and if you do, hey, the farting bears. And yeah, if you do, oh hey, that's the 3rd of 2 stages without boss. But yeah, if you die to one of those flying squirrels, you lose like a minute and a half. I did change the estimate for 18 minutes. I don't know why it keeps showing 15. Oh, because I did not refresh? Alright, you have no estimate now.
That's great.
Wait.
A lot less pressure.
Yeah, I know. But you're gonna have to deal with Alright, there you go. So let's just mention that top runners can finish that in what, 12?
Yeah, a little under 30.
Yeah, 12 something. And I mean, both Fred and I used to be able to do this game in about 15, 14 something.
I think my PV is around 1345.
Yeah, so he needs to show me off because I never did under 14. But Mr. I do it in 13. Alright, so... But right now, he's the one making a fool out of himself. For those of you who don't know us, Fred is a good friend of mine, so I can say anything I want.
Pretty much. Hey, one stage left.
Yeah, the easiest one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this stage is rough. Especially the second part, which might be the longest screen in the entire game. And if you die at the end, you have to redo the old second section, which is like almost 2 minutes long. Or maybe just 45 seconds and I'm exaggerating. We'll see.
Okay.
Okay, so their heads have no hitbox.
I guess so.
I just learned something today.
Me too.
This is one of the tricky part if you want to do it really fast.
I'll do it safe.
Because you can damage boost on one of the acts, which will allow you to skip 2 of those without having to wait. If you do it really perfectly, which I never did. And this is the reason why I never did under 14 minutes. And the reason why Fred can do it in 13 something. Yeah, you may feel a lot of anger in my words. Oh, nice. If you kill these enemies at the right frame, you can kill them in 1 hit instead of 2, which allow you to avoid 1 damage that Fred decided to take on one of the crocodiles and on the boss. But right now he's safe. The worst that can happen is restart the boss fight. Or game over.
Okay, I'm fine now. He's in a set pattern.
There you go.
Done.
Oh, whoops. So,
Yay!
16-28, give or take. I think you should give this one.
Yeah, I'll leave this game to Mooney and Mullyman, who are much better than me.
Yeah, but sadly they're not here today because they would have done that instead of us. And someone else would have done Final Fantasy 3.
Kmart also is really good at this game.
Yeah, he is. So where's Lord Stigmat? Hey, there he is. So we're not even going to transition. I'm just gonna cut the music and put the second player. Just give me a few seconds. In the meantime, Lord Stigmat is gonna get set up. And just to mess up with your brain, I'm going to leave the Chip and Dale music for a few seconds, but I'm going to show you A Link to the Past.